Well, happy Friday to you, Messiah Church. Pastor Tami here. This past week I've been thinking a lot about hope because I read some words from author Jonathan Merritt that I cannot stop thinking about. He says that all hope is not created equal. He talks about anticipatory hope, which is rooted in the future, and says someday, somehow, things will get better. And this hope is as fragile as an eggshell. He also talks about participatory hope, which is rooted in the present that sees the broken and says, here's where it begins. Anticipatory hope crosses its fingers, while participatory hope rolls up its sleeves and gets to work. And so the question I've been thinking about is, what does it look like to participate in hope? And friends, that's a question I want all of us to ask of ourselves today. It's a question I believe that we have to answer with our lives if we want to create the kind of world that God intended and the kind of world in which we want to live. As we make our decisions, as we parent our children, as we take care of our neighbors, as we cast our votes next week, we ask God, what is mine to do? And I don't know about you, but no matter what it is that I'm carrying around, whether it's a disturbing headline or one of my kids or my grandkids is struggling, or when I'm concerned about a test result, so far, sitting around, wringing my hands, worrying has got me nowhere. Doesn't help me sleep at night, hasn't brought me one moment of peace. But hope, the kind that I can participate in and with, well, that's the difference between wringing my hands and rolling up my sleeves. Because it means living in alignment with who God created me to be and what I have to offer today. And so I invite you to ask yourself, what might it look like for me to participate in hope today? And you might not be surprised to know that I have a suggestion. With the recent news of SNAP benefits, this is essential food support that so many in our community depend upon. SNAP benefits are ending tomorrow, November 1st. And so Messiah Church has a plan to help fill the gap. Now, you might have read about it in our Thursday email yesterday, but I'm going to share just a few details here in this video, and then I'm going to put a whole lot more information just underneath my picture, including some links that you can click on. All right, the first way you can help fill the gap and supply some essential food for our neighbors and friends and community. We've been in conversation with our area food shelves and our Bloom staff and families, and here's what we learned. Gift cards to grocery stores, specifically Cub, Aldi, or Hy-Vee. And if you decide to give a gift card, please bring them to church or mail them to church. Do not email them to anyone. That's how scams happen. We invite you to bring them to church. And if you would, take a permanent marker and write the amount of your donation on the card. That will help us in distributing them. If you'd like to instead make a monetary donation for us to buy gift cards on your behalf, you can do that through our website or through our Messiah Church app. I'll give you a link to that just below my pictures. But if you'd like to bring a donation of food items, here are the 6 things that our friends have told us are most needed and most helpful right now. These six things only: pasta, spaghetti sauce, protein bars, boxed cereal, vegetable oil, and hearty canned soup. Those 6 items, I'll list them below. If you'd like to purchase those and bring them to church, we will distribute them to our Bloom families and to our area food shelves. So I invite you today to be a participant in hope. All right, last week we recommitted ourselves to the mission of Messiah Church. And this Sunday, we begin a new 3-part sermon series that I think just flows naturally from our mission statement. It's based on the Wesley Covenant Prayer. John Wesley wrote this prayer, or did he? You have to come to church on Sunday to get the answer to that. But he wrote this prayer to help us remember, renew, and surrender ourselves in complete trust to God. Because when we pray this bold prayer, we are reminded what it means to live like Jesus, to love God with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. All right, we also have a gift for you if you come to worship this Sunday that'll help with this sermon series. All right, you're fine, hang on. He's getting anxious. It's also All Saints Sunday. This is a day each year that we set aside to remember the loved ones from our Messiah Church family who have passed into the kingdom eternal in this past year. And so when you come to church on Sunday, you will be invited to come forward to one of our tables of remembrance and light a candle for your loved one who has passed. It's an important day for us to be together as a church family. It's also the day in which we go off of daylight saving time, which means when you go to bed Saturday night, set your clocks back an hour and enjoy that extra hour of sleep before you come to church on Sunday morning. All right, I have a dog who's ready to walk. I have to keep working on my sermon for Sunday, and I gotta get ready for those trick-or-treaters that are sure to show up at our door tonight. Until Sunday, take care and God bless.